Hi, I'm Martin Fernando Jakobsen, representing Turning Tables International. We do music schools for marginalized youth worldwide, where we build music facilities and video production, where we make it possible for marginalized youth to express themselves freely, their hopes, their dreams, their travesties, without fear of oppression from the power holders. To me, hip hop has many different meanings. It means a lot of different things to me, because I grew up with hip hop, because my brother started collecting records. I listened to his Public Enemy records from when they came out, and but at the same time, I was not living hip hop. I was not feeling hip hop the way that a lot of other people did at the time. So I grew up in Denmark with Danish hip hop too, that nobody ever at that time associated with American hip hop in any way. It was more like, it was Danish rap, it was rap music, but what they did was that they were just talking about being young in Denmark, basically, and it was very, they're very undangerous. It was not very violent or anything, like its American counterpart became later. But later on in life, hip-hop took another dimension, because for us it became a revolutionary message, at least for a short period of time. There was some very conscious American rappers, especially Mos Def and also the early Talib Kweli and stuff like that came out, and me and my gang or my group, we started to really take these texts in, and yeah, the struggle and everything about that. Of course, we were white Danish dudes sitting in a completely different context, but the whole social conscious aspect of it was sort of shroomed on us. But what happened then is that I started DJing, and that also came. I collected music forever, but I never thought that I was going to DJ. I never saw myself as a DJ. But suddenly I started feeling that they needed to know, the world needed to know the stuff that I had. So my friend got some turntables, and after a while I got some turntables of my own, shitty little mixes, stuff like that. And then I started playing, and fast we started playing, we started playing for parties and stuff like that, and we couldn't do shit. We were useless with mixing and everything. We just had a good selection. So that's my background in hip hop. And then later I became a performer, doing festivals, concerts on a major scale, and recording and stuff like that. But what happened was that I sort of lost faith in hip hop, because I saw the commercialized hip hop and I didn't believe in it and I didn't like it. So I started disliking it. And from coming from somewhere outside hip hop and into the hip hop music, very much into, and then started mixing it up with everything else, it changed my hip hop, and it changed what hip hop was for me and stuff like that. So actually I came more over to the other music kind of side and still kept hip hop on the side. But today, what hip hop means to me is that I sort of rediscovered some of the revolutionary potential that I saw in it at a certain point, and that's because we started turntables in the camps, where turntables in the camps started with us working in the Palestinian refugee camps in the Middle East, and then we started doing permanent music production facilities there in Lebanon, Jordan, Syria. We started doing festivals with political dissident rappers in 2011 in Cairo and Benghazi in Libya. And there I met people who wanted to do something with the hip hop. There was a specific art that could express their people's feelings in a sort of a one-to-one notion. So what happened is that I saw that this, even though that I didn't feel my hip hop anymore, I saw that actually it connected people, youth worldwide, who needed a voice to express themselves. They all knew about this DJing, hip hop, rapping, music production, but they had no access, they had no means of production. So what I saw is that as soon as you give them this means of production, the creativity and also the tool for self-expression, as soon as it's there, then they move. Then they move on this. Then they start actually express themselves. So for me today, hip hop is still a lot of things because you have all this shitty commercialized things that I don't like, and I don't, you know. But you also have a movement that actually completely different levels from where we work, from Cambodia, Southeast Asia, Burma, through the Middle East, and to Haiti. You see that the young people are taking up the microphones, that they're expressing themselves through the music, and they're letting it out. I'm not saying that you can't do that with other music, but it has something direct, something instant, where you just start to express yourself. So it's freedom of expression in a one-to-one notion. So that's what hip hop is for me today, and I'm suddenly coming back to hip hop that way. So it's on and off love and hate relationship.